Ice Cube, because Ice Cube has come out and given everybody some brutal truth. Sorry, Angel Reese, the $5 million offer was only for Caitlin Clark.
Personal, but it was business. That's all it is, business. Y'all gonna make it personal, though.
Angel Reese is in meltdown mode. After several major sponsorships pulled out, things have gone from bad to worse. The fallout is loud and public. From Ice Cube openly turning her down to fan chatter turning into widespread criticism, the Bayou, Barbie has hit a brutal branding wall. And the hardest part, it all started when Caitlin Clark took over not just the spotlight, but her city too.
What happened to Miss Angel Reese? She's all in Indiana during All-Star, and her Reebok campaign, come to your trap, take over your trap.
They thought Angel Reese was destined to be the next face of the WNBA, the branding queen, the fan favorite, the marketing machine. But just like that, the momentum shifted. Headlines changed. Industry whispers grew louder. And now, the fallout is unfolding right before our eyes. Sponsorships that once flooded in are now quietly disappearing.
For Ice Cube, they're about to come and get Ice Cube. We know how this works. It won't be long.
Behind the scenes, things have gotten tense. Several major campaigns tied to Angel, some already in production, have been paused, some indefinitely, others scrapped altogether. Agencies are talking, they're looking at the metrics, the engagement, the ROI, and asking the hard question, is she still worth the investment? And the spark that lit this whole PR firestorm? Ice Cube.
So, Ice Cube, you see the headline from TMZ. Sorry, Angel Reese, the $5 million offer was only for Caitlin Clark.
All it took was one brutally honest TMZ interview. Just a few words, but the fallout was explosive. They didn't say the same thing about Angel Reese. That's what Ice Cube said when asked why his BIG3 league offered only Caitlin Clark a $5 million deal. Not Angel, not anyone else. Why? Because the sponsor said Clark could generate millions. Angel, not quite.
This is confirmation from the people that want to pay the money. Sponsors.
Cube didn't sugarcoat it. I'm not in the business of losing money. And just like that, the message landed harder than any headline. If Ice Cube, a man with both street cred and business savvy, says she's not worth the investment, then why would any corporate sponsor take the gamble?
TMZ Sports caught up with Ice Cube himself at LAX this week. And the BIG3 honcho said that there will be no deal put in front of Angel Reese anytime soon.
Let's be honest. This isn't just about a deal falling through. It's about perception. And in this game, perception is currency. The moment Cube's comments dropped, execs started second-guessing everything. You could almost hear the calls, hey, are we still greenlighting that Angel Reese campaign next quarter? One by one, the buzz faded. Not because Angel lacks talent, but because the numbers aren't matching the hype. Ask ChatGPT.
They didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, totally different story. When the BIG3 offered her $5 million, it wasn't a gamble, it was strategy. They knew she'd deliver crowds, headlines, and revenue for just 10 games. 8 regular season, 2 playoffs. That's $500,000 per game. That's LeBron-level ROI. That's the kind of star power sponsors chase. Now, compare that to Angel Reese. No offer, no talks, no negotiations, nothing. For fans who believed the it girl narrative, that reality hit hard. Because this wasn't social media noise, this was cold, hard money talking.
Caitlin Clark went to Chicago and took the city over. It looked like she took the city over. CC with MJ. CC get treated like MJ in the rack. Oh my God.
And here's where it really stings. This all went down while Caitlin Clark was literally taking over Chicago, Angel's city, her home turf. While Reese's Reebok trap campaign faded into the background, Clark was being swarmed like MJ in his prime. Fans ran to her, screamed her name, waited hours just for autographs. This wasn't staged. It wasn't PR. It was real. And the internet summed it up perfectly. Caitlin Clark came to her trap and took it. Period.
Wow, I'm not sure any other single outside of just the pure numbers that we keep showing people, literal numbers.
Now, Angel's staring down a harsh reality, the hype that launched her into the league. It's not enough anymore. Because once sponsors started stacking up real numbers, real impact, and real marketability, the comparison wasn't even close. Caitlin Clark came out on top. Every single time, ask ChatGPT.
Gotta understand your place sometime. Look, they talking about Caitlin Clark took over Angel Reese's trap. See, this is why you don't need to keep trying to take shots at her. She took the city over.
That's the risk of overbranding before delivering. The trap of thinking followers equal revenue. And now, as the deals dry up and the offers go silent, the meltdown has begun. Not loud, not public, just slow, quiet, and painful. And the harshest part? Ice Cube didn't say anything cruel. He told the truth. The same truth being echoed by the people who actually cut the checks.
Caitlin Clark took over Chicago. She signed autographs for hours. This wasn't no extras that was paid to come stand in the scene. No, these were real people trying to get autographs.
Angel Reese was meant to be the main event. Now she's the warning label. Let's be real. When Caitlin Clark pulled up to Chicago, she didn't just show up, she took over. It was full-on fan frenzy. And if you're asking whose city, it was supposed to be, all eyes were on Angel Reese. But what began as her trap quickly became Caitlin's coronation. The message was loud, online, in person, everywhere. Caitlin Clark owns the trap now. Not just metaphorically. Literally, the streets of Chicago were flooded with fans screaming her name, waving jerseys, chasing her like she was MJ reborn. Asterisk.
In Chicago, the queen of the rack. The biggest Barbie.
Because what Caitlin Clark pulled off in Chicago wasn't just basketball, it was a cultural takeover. The city embraced her, the crowd fed off her energy, the memes crowned her queen of the rack. That's when the perception shifted. Angel had the swagger, the catchphrases, the Reebok deal. But Caitlin, she had the people. And the people don't lie.
I mean, outside of the fact you can't even get half the amount of people inside of LSU arena.
But this is where things got even messier. Just as the Caitlin Clark buzz hit a fever pitch, Angel Reese started fading from the spotlight. Nationally televised game, listed as questionable, next big matchup, still day-to-day. And sure, back. Injuries are serious. But fans did what fans do. They started digging, speculating, asking the uncomfortable question. Was she really too hurt to play, or just too smart to risk the side-by-side comparison?
I don't know how you could ever imagine, like, how can you compete with this?
Because if Caitlin was out there packing arenas while Reese sat out and the ratings dipped, the contrast would have been brutal. Some fans said she didn't want to get outshined on national TV. Others claimed her camp saw it coming and told her to stay low. And honestly, with how fast social media spins these narratives, it's not even that far-fetched.
Angel Reese was not going to be able to bring in the amount of eyes for the sponsors and for the league for him to justify that offer.
Even Ice Cube's team had reportedly flagged a dip in engagement around Angel's name before she started missing games. Less buzz, less traction, less fire. That's exactly what sponsors watch for. And in the business world, that's a red flag the size of a WNBA arena. Asterisk.
Really get to be a dog and get to that platform where you get to bring a national title, the first one back to LSU, without having that type of mentality, that chip on your shoulder. And I feel like we have to let these young women be unapologetically themselves.
This is where the numbers speak, and numbers don't lie. Let's break it down. Caitlin Clark's jersey, best-selling attendance, sellouts, TV ratings, 2 to 3 times higher than last season. And it's not just Fever home games, it's every city she plays in. She's the attraction everywhere. This is where the numbers speak and numbers don't lie. Let's break it down. Caitlin Clark's jersey, best-selling, attendance, sellouts, TV ratings, 2 to 3 times higher than last season. And it's not just Fever home games. It's every city she plays in, she's the attraction. Every Angel Reese is...
So Ice Cube's literally saying, we sat down, looked at the actual figures, and the draw wasn't there. The fever wasn't there. Oh, no pun intended.
That's why the same quote keeps surfacing from sports YouTubers to business insiders. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. When it's time to sign checks, sponsors want results, not risks. And Caitlin Clark delivers, no debate. So the question isn't whether Angel Reese has talent. She absolutely does. The real question is the drama and branding helping her or holding her back? After what just happened in Chicago and what Ice Cube said out loud, that answer's getting harder to ignore.
Come on, just leave it alone, Angel. And this is why I'm saying you be making yourself look crazy, because in all actuality, there's no comparison between you guys.
Here's the part hitting Angel Reese harder than any screen in the paint. She's in the middle of a full-blown identity crisis. And not the feel-good rom-com kind where she finds herself and opens a bakery. This is the post-sponsorship, media, internet-talking kind. Because for the first time, people are asking the uncomfortable question: who is Angel Reese without Caitlin Clark in the frame?
You need to stop trying to attach yourself to this girl at every turn, because she have officially come to your trap and taken over your trap.
And this isn't just some petty rhetorical jab, it's real cultural commentary coming straight from the heart of the sports world. Analysts, fans, YouTubers, they're all saying it loud. Why is Angel always linking herself to Caitlin? Every tweet, every interview, every headline, she's right there. Not as a court rival, but as a media shadow. One of the sharpest takes came from Keep the Vision. You good enough to stand on your own now. So why don't you, boom. That's the point. Angel's not some bench warmer chasing clout. She's a legit WNBA starter with her own path. But every time she turns it into a Clark comparison, she's basically saying the spotlight doesn't shine unless Caitlin's standing in it, too.
The business of losing money. So of course, Angel Reese couldn't get offered the 5 M's like Caitlin Clark.
Now here's where it gets complicated. Because brands, the ones cutting the checks, don't crave drama. They crave predictability. They want steady, not spicy. And Angel, she's bringing fireworks when all they wanted was a steady glow. That Reebok deal wasn't just about sneakers, it was a full-blown gamble. A bet on persona over performance. They banked on her image, her clout, her post-championship shine. But now that the numbers aren't matching the noise, that bet's starting to look shaky.
Risky.
What should have been a massive, huge day for your sponsors and for your networks.
Sponsors don't want someone who's viral one day and invisible the next. They want consistency, not cryptic tweets and side eyes. So unless Angel starts building a brand that stands on its own instead of riding the wake of Caitlin Clark's momentum, she keeps seeing deals fall apart before they even begin. But here's the real truth. This isn't the end. Not even close.
But this is what happens when you continue to attach yourself and compare yourself to somebody rather than just doing your thing. Now you got people.
There's still time. The spotlight hasn't turned off, it's just shifted. If Angel Reese stops measuring herself against Caitlin Clark and instead leans into her own voice, her own story, her own path, the comeback could be iconic. She's got the raw talent, the charisma, the magnetism. But what she needs now is clarity, focus, the million-dollar question. What's next? Does Angel step up, speak out, and take control of the narrative? Does she own the backlash, face the fans, and rebuild her image from the ground up? Or does she go quiet, let the season pass, and watch the moment slip away? Because right now, the silence is louder than any headline. And in a world where perception is currency, every no-show and every unanswered question is costing her. Windows still open, but not for long. Asterisk?
Nobody can be honest. They have to say exactly what y'all want them to say. That's what it seems like.
This Trap Queen versus Barbie saga, it's tired. Fans want authenticity. They want buckets, not beef. Caitlin Clark is thriving not just because she plays well, but because she shows up, shuts up, and delivers. Every night. Angel has that same potential, but only if she stops running a race that was never hers to begin with. The moment she embraces her lane, owns her story, and lets her performance lead the headlines, the narrative flips. That's not just redemption, that's longevity, and that's how icons are made.
Took over the city of Chicago, and this is the star power that Ice Cube was referring to. Every city, every state, anywhere in the world that she goes, it's gonna look like this.
Because here's the hard truth. Caitlin Clark isn't going anywhere. The league is now orbiting around her. She's the face, the draw, the headline, and the math backs it up. That's not shade. That's just reality. So, Angel Reese has two choices. Find her own lane or keep swerving into a collision she can't win. And honestly, she doesn't need Caitlin's spotlight. She just needs to stop sprinting toward it like it's the only source of light in the room. The WNBA isn't trying to crown one queen. It's trying to build a throne big enough for multiple stars, but only if they stand on distinct identities. Not overlap, not obsession, originality.